So we welcome up to the program. Hey, Rod, how are you?
Mike, what's happening?
Appreciate a couple of minutes. How you doing?
I'm on the road. I'm on the road with the minor leaguers and having a good time doing it.
All right, hey, Rod, there is so much chatting and speculation about what kind of shape you're in and how your schedule's going. Let's hear it from you. How are things going? What kind of shape you're in?
I think I'm getting in better shape. I think we're par for the course. Like we said about 6 months ago, Mike, we knew this was going to be a long, challenging process. And I think, like I told our New York beat guys that were down with me in Charleston, it's going to take 10 to 12 games to get in a position to start driving the ball and, seeing rotation and getting some better times to first base and doing all the things you need to do to get in baseball playing shape, which is wholly different than any other type of shape.
Hey, Rod, playing back-to-back days, do you feel it or is it okay? I mean, can you continue to play now back-to-back days? Does it feel okay?
Yeah, it actually feels good. I played 4 games in a row. That's the first time I've done that. Had a workout this morning around 9:30 a.m. Felt pretty good, and I'm going to go play 4 in Scranton, and then hopefully we strap it up.
Could you play? No, listen, you've played forever, and you know this better than anybody. Can you today go play a Major League Baseball game tonight if you had to? Are you in good enough shape right now to play a Major League game?
I think I would feel more comfortable after these 4 games, Mike. I mean, the one thing is, it's been a long process. You can't take any shortcuts. I think it would be very smart to use the 20 days. And, can you play 1 game? The answer is probably yes, but I'm not looking to play just 1 game. I'm looking to come back and be a force in the middle of the lineup and help us win. I'm looking at the long haul.
What part is the part you're most concerned about? What part of your game is coming the slowest?
I think lateral movement is probably the most challenging part, especially because it's the hip. And, moving to your left is something that concerns me a little bit. But I think over the last few nights, I've made some plays where I've had to, reach far to my left. I've come in a couple slow ground balls. But I would say defensively and more specifically, probably moving to my left.
Do you feel, A-Rod, the date that's been put out there is next Monday. Do you think you will be able to rejoin the Yanks next Monday?
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, we laid out a schedule, Mike, going back to January when I had surgery. And we've been pretty much dialed into that schedule on point. And then we had the 20-day schedule. And with the exception of maybe a rain out or 2, I think that's been on point as well. So we're good to go. If we have a good weekend, we'll be in Texas.
Do you feel like yourself? Now, we know you were hurt late last year, and we learned that, and we watched it unfold. Do you feel like yourself now?
I think I'm getting closer, Mike. I hit a ball yesterday, and it was about a 93 or 94 mile an hour fastball from a left-handed pitcher, and I was able to drive it over the left center field wall. And that's something that I know for sure I couldn't do in August, September, or October next year. And by the way, I couldn't even do that last week. So the progression's coming very well. And I was even last night, I went 0 for 3, but I drove 3 balls to the outfield, and I drove in a run. And, that's for me, Mike, getting the ball in the air, getting the ball to center field and right center field, it's a good time for me.
Hey, Rod, like always, you have gotten an enormous amount of coverage in every step you take. I mean, that's par for the course. But how are things with you and the Yankees? Are you guys on the same page right now?
Look, I think over the last several weeks we've had good communication. We've had productive conversations. I think we all have the same goal, is to get back on the field, help the team win, and make a run out of this thing. I think the team has done a phenomenal job of keeping us right in the race. And the good news for us, Mike, is hopefully the captain and I come back similar times, and then we have 3 or 4 players behind us. And before you know it, hopefully you have our full lineup in there, and we can help the guys that have been doing a great job as of up to date.
We're talking with Alex Rodriguez. He's on the road, getting ready to spend a couple of more days. He'll be in Scranton tomorrow, and hopes to be back with the Yankees on schedule. That will be Monday night in Texas, which would be a big night for the Yankees. Hey, Rod, you watch everything that's going on. You're very media savvy. When you see reports, A-Rod's never going to play baseball again, A-Rod's never going to do this again, he's never going to do that again, what's your reaction?
Well, I mean, for one, it fuels me. There's always going to be that, but my goal has never changed. My goal is the same it was 20 years ago, as it was 10 years ago, 5 years ago, as it is today, is to get back on the field and give it my best, and that's what I plan on doing.
What can you tell me about all these reports about your reps and baseball? Did you give your reps any marching orders to make any deals with anybody?
No, that's not true. And you heard Michael speak over the All-Star break, and at this moment, that's all we can really discuss on the matter.
So, but there's no deals, right?
There's no deal that I've instructed anyone to do at this point.
And you expect to be back with the Yankees on Monday?
I'm very excited, and yes.
Is there anything that's worrying you physically? Is there anything troubling you? Anything that you're saying, boy, this has got to get better, that's got to get better, or do you think it's all systems go?
I mean, Mike, I think the most concerning thing is, I'm 38, I'm not 28. I mean, I remember you 20 years ago, it's probably easier for you to get through your shows. I mean, I'm no spring chicken. I have aches that I've never even knew muscles in my body that I had. That's part of being 38. But as far as what I told you, I think the lateral movement is obviously the most concerning. But, every day, especially the last 4 or 5 days, Mike, I think like my balance is getting better in the box. I'm seeing the rotation better. And again, the first 5 or 6 games, I was hitting a lot of toppers, a lot of ground balls. And now I'm starting to drive the baseball. I'm getting a good feeling about it.
What do you think when you watch Derek come back and watch him, unfortunately, get hurt in one game?
I mean, it was heartbreaking. I mean, look, anytime any of our players hurt, I hurt. I mean, these guys are my brothers. We played together for a long time. I've known Derek over 20 years. I've seen how hard he worked. We spent a lot of time down together in Tampa. He was working around the clock. And look, there's not a better competitor in the world than Derek Jeter. And when I saw Robbie get hit last night, my heart stopped. I mean, that's just part of being brothers. That's part of being a Yankee and cheering for each other. But I do think that we have an opportunity here, Mike, in the second half to get healthy and hopefully come back with a bang and give the fans of New York what they expect, and that's a World Championship caliber team.
Have you watched the Yankees a lot as they play here? Have you been watching them play a lot?
I don't miss, me, Mike. I love baseball. I don't miss an inning or a pitch. But I got to tell you, in some of these minor league cities, it's only cable. Yes, network. There's no satellite. And that part has been frustrating. I try to listen to John and Susan on the air. And listen, before a baseball player, I'm a fan. And I love watching our guys, and I love listening. I love the game.
What do you think about this team? As it's been struggling offensively. It could sure use a jolt. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think the guys have done a great job. I mean, I think Joe deserves a lot of credit. Our coaching staff deserves a lot of credit. And, I think we're coming back at the right time. And the good news is it's not just one guy. It's going to be a handful of guys. And I think, the time is right, and I think we're ready for that.
Did you have any doubts during this process, A-Rod? Did you ever think that you weren't going to make it back?
Yeah, I mean, look, you always have doubts. Yeah, I mean, if I can just sit here and tell you, yeah, it's been just a colorful ride and it's been a rainbow, I would be lying to you. There was very, dark moments, challenging, some achy mornings. Every day getting up really early, leaving the Tampa complex very late, doing cold tubs at night, doing hot tubs in the morning. I mean, it's been a very challenging process, but I'm excited because the last 10 days I've seen things get a little better. I'm turning the corner, and I'm finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm within striking distance of Monday now, and that makes me really excited, like a 10-year-old boy.
So you expect, barring something unusual, you expect to be back with the Yanks on Monday?
Yes.
All right. I mean, that's going to be exciting. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully, if you and Derek bounces back here in a couple of days, having you and Jeter back in the lineup is going to make a lot of Yankee fans smile. There's no questions about that.
Well, I hope you're gonna get out there in August and cheer us on a little bit.
Listen, I promise, if you're playing if your first game home, I will be sitting there. If you're in the lineup, I'll be sitting there. I promise. I'll be there the first game.
And hopefully, when the season is over, Mike, you and I can sit down and I can come back on the show and we can talk a little Miami Hurricane football.
We can do that. We might, anytime. They always have a chance to football, your NFL stuff, whatever you want to chat about, you got it. But I think this is something, people have had there's been so many things reported about you in this process that I don't think fans really believed it was going to happen. So I think they're really getting information here that they didn't have. I don't think they really expected you back. So I think this will come as a surprise that you really believe you'll be back on Monday.
I will be back on Monday, and I'm very excited. And I thank you because I think you were one of the few that thought that I would make it back. So thank you, and the fans. I want to thank the fans because a lot of the fans have been so supportive, and it's been a long process and a lot of good people in my corner. And I'm just excited to come back and be a part of this.
All right. Well, listen. Good luck this weekend, and we hope to see you with the Yankees on Monday, A-Rod. And I will see you at the stadium when the team returns. Hope you're with them. Okay.
Okay, thanks, Michael.
All right, A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez. So, according to A-Rod, you just heard him. He says he will return to the Yankees on Monday, that he has made no deals with anybody, and that he does expect to be with the team on Monday. Now, 4 games in Scranton that everybody can watch closely. Says he's feeling better. Now, his numbers, I'm not worried about his numbers. I know he hit a long home run the other night. I know he hasn't hit well. He's under 200, but that really means nothing to me. I don't care what guys hit in spring training, and that's what this is for A-Rod. But the question you have is, A, can he get back? Will something happen in the next 4 days? We know there can be setbacks. B, is he able to come back and play at a level where, I understand he's not going to be 50 home run A-Rod, but is he going to be A-Rod who can really help? And can he play every day? That's really the issues that you would have. But A-Rod, who we have heard the range run the gamut from, he will never play baseball again. He will never play in a uniform again. He's ready to make a deal for 150 games. You just heard him say he expects to be back Monday. Folks, today's Wednesday. He expects to be back next Monday. That's 6 days from now. And he says he hasn't made any deals